A king watched his mightiest warship sink in minutes. In 1545, Henry VIII stood on a castle wall and watched his flagship, the Mary Rose, roll over and go down in the Solent, taking hundreds of his men with her, in full view of the entire English court. The Mary Rose had served as one of England's earliest purpose-built warships for 34 years, a proud flagship in Henry's growing navy. On July 19th, she sailed out to engage a French invasion fleet in the Battle of the Solent, firing one full broadside before turning to fire the other. As she turned, a sudden gust of wind heeled her sharply to one side. Her lower gunports, still open from firing, dipped below the waterline, and the sea poured in fast. Within minutes, the ship was rolling over completely, and there was almost nothing anyone could do. An anti-boarding net stretched across the open deck to stop enemy soldiers from climbing aboard became a deadly trap of its own. Of an estimated 400 to 500 men on board, only around 30 survived. Most of the rest drowned, tangled beneath that same net, unable to escape. The ship's commander, Vice Admiral George Carew, went down with her. His last words, shouted across the water to his own uncle on a nearby ship, were simply that he had the sort of crew he could not command, a partly conscripted, multinational crew he never fully controlled. The wreck of the Mary Rose vanished beneath the seabed of the Solent for more than 400 years, silt slowly burying her hull and everything still inside it. An entire Tudor warship frozen in time, waiting quietly at the bottom of the sea. Divers finally relocated the wreck in 1971. On October 11, 1982, the hull was raised intact from the seabed at last, watched by Prince Charles, the future King Charles III, who had personally dived the wreck site himself since 1974. One king really did watch his mightiest warship sink in minutes from a castle wall, helpless. 437 years later, a future king watched the very same ship rise back out of the sea. One Tudor monarch saw her die. Another, centuries on, finally saw her come home.